I'm Carol Birch. My book is Jamrach's Menagerie, and I'm just going to read a short passage from the very beginning of the book. I was born twice. First in a wooden room that jutted out over the black water of the Thames, and then again 8 years later in the highway, when the tiger took me in his mouth and everything truly began. It's about a young boy, Jaffy Brown, who at a very young age in mid-19th century London encounters in the streets a tiger which is being taken to Mr. Jamrach's Menagerie in the East End. This changes him in many, many ways and leads on to his adventures he goes to sea as a boy. The book becomes more than just an adventure story. It becomes a story of how people behave in extreme survival situations. Say Bermondsey and they wrinkle their noses. Still, it was the home before all other homes. The river lapped beneath us as we slept. Our door looked out over a wooden rail into the channel at the front, where dark water heaved up an odd, sullen grey bubble. If you looked down through the slats, you could see things moving in the swill below. Thick green slime, glistening in the slosh that banged up against it, crept up the crumbling wooden piles. One of the inspirations of the story that, which is true, that a Bengal tiger was being brought up from the tobacco dock, and an 8-year-old boy walked up, not realising the danger, and stroked it on the nose. And this is where I got my incident that started the whole thing off, and where I got the character of Jaffy. I remember the jagged lanes with bent elbows and crooked knees, rutted horse shit in the road, the dung of sheep that passed our house every day from the marshes, and the cattle bellowing their unbearable sorrows in the tannery yard. I remember the dark bricks of the tanning factory and the rain falling black. The wrinkled red bricks of the wall were gone all to tarry soot. If you touched them, the tips of your fingers came away shiny black. A heavy smell came up from under the wooden bridge and got you in the gob as you crossed in the morning going to work. It was emotionally quite draining because obviously the subject matter deals with some very harrowing things that people have to face. So from that point of view it was emotionally draining, and I think writing is always a difficult process. It's not something that flows as naturally as people might think. The air over the river, though, was full of sound and rain, and sometimes at night the sound of sailors sang out over the winking water. Voices wild and dark to me as the elements themselves. Lilts from everywhere, strange tongues that lisped and shouted, melodies running up and down like many small flights of stairs, making me feel as if I was far away in those strange hot sun places.